You know, we all think the secret to a better life is finding the right answers. But what if the real power isn't in the answers at all? What if it's in the questions we dare to ask ourselves? And we spend so much of our lives on this quest, don't we? We're always looking for that one ultimate life hack, that perfect morning routine, or some secret formula for happiness that's going to finally fix that feeling of being a little lost or stuck.
But here's the twist. We're so focused on finding answers that we totally forget something crucial. It's the questions that teach us the most. The right question at just the right moment can completely change the direction of your life. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today.
Because think about it, when we don't ask ourselves the right questions, we just kind of drift. We get distracted by what everyone else is doing, we waste so much energy on things that don't matter, and we end up chasing society's definition of success without ever stopping to ask if it's what we actually want.
So, let's start with the first set of questions. These are all about mastering your inner world, which is really the one thing you have almost complete control over.
You know, the writer Gertrude Stein once said, "Show me who you spend time with, and I will tell you who you are." The Stoic philosopher Seneca said pretty much the same thing. The people you talk to, the books you read, the accounts you follow online, all of it is either making you better, making you worse, or just keeping you exactly the same. So the question is, are the people in your life averaging you up, or are they pulling you down? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus called this the single most important task in life, separating what is up to us from what is not. And it makes so much sense, right? We waste an incredible amount of energy on things that are completely outside of our control, but our thoughts, our actions, our opinions, those are up to us.
Okay, let's make this super real for a second. Think about it right now. What was the last thing that really truly set you off today? Was it the traffic, a rude comment from a stranger online, the weather? You were essentially getting mad at the sky. You were throwing good energy after bad, getting all worked up over something you absolutely cannot change. A Stoic learns how to just tune that noise out.
Seneca reminds us that our life is simply made up of our days. So if you don't know what an ideal day looks like for you, how can you possibly build a life you love? When you have that clarity, you can look at any opportunity and ask a really simple question. Is this getting me closer to that ideal day, or is it pulling me further away?
Okay, let's move on to our next set of questions. We've looked inward, and now we're going to shift our focus to the outside world, to our actions and our impact.
This comes from the brilliant military strategist John Boyd. He said you have two basic paths in life: to be, which is all about ego, looking important, getting credit, chasing rank, or to do, which is all about impact, actually getting things done and making a real difference. So the question for you is, do you care more about getting the credit or about accomplishing the mission? This saying from the world of sports just says it all, doesn't it? If you focus on the team, on the mission, the name on the front, your individual contribution will be remembered. But if you only focus on yourself, you often end up achieving neither.
This is such a powerful reframe. We tend to think of emotions like worry as just being unpleasant. But to a Stoic, they're also destructive. Why? Because they consume our most finite resource, our attention. When we spend our mental energy on anxiety over things we can't control, we're actively choosing not to see the opportunities right in front of us. We miss the chance to act, to learn, to connect.
This one is the foundation for everything. What do you actually value? For the Stoics, this wasn't just about goals. It was about principles, virtues like courage, justice, wisdom. If you don't know what is most important to you at that deep, core level, how can you know if you're putting it first? How can you know what to ignore? When your destination is a clear principle, it becomes incredibly easy to say no to all the detours that lead you away from who you want to be.
The Stoics actually had a word for this. It's called euthymia. It's that deep, calm sense of knowing you are on your right path and not being distracted by the paths of others. It's that clarity that allows you to focus on what truly matters.
And this brings us to our final set of questions. These are designed to help you strip away everything that's non-essential and really concentrate on what creates a meaningful life. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, writing in his private journal, would constantly ask himself, is this essential? He wasn't asking to be lazy. He was asking to be effective. He realized that most of what we do and say just isn't essential. By eliminating all that noise, you get a double benefit. You reclaim your time and energy, and you can apply them to the few things that truly matter, doing them far, far better. This quote from Seneca should stop all of us in our tracks. We complain all the time about not having enough time. But the real issue isn't the length of life, it's how much of it we just squander on things that don't matter.
Just think about how we talk about time. We say we're killing time while we wait in line or scroll on our phones, as if time is something we have an infinite supply of.
And this is the radical shift in perspective. Every second we kill is a second that's gone forever. Time isn't the victim here, we are. Every moment is either a live time, where we are engaged and growing, or it's dead time. The choice is always ours. Every single action you take, from how you handle a frustrating email to how you treat a cashier, is a vote for the person you are becoming. The Stoics believe that character isn't some fixed thing. It's something we build brick by brick with every choice. How we do anything is how we do everything. So in any given moment, the question isn't just what should I do, but who do I want to be? And is this action representative of that person?
I want to leave you with one final, profound thought that kind of reframes this entire conversation about finding meaning in our lives.
This comes from Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and a Holocaust survivor. He realized that we spend our lives asking, what is the meaning of life? But we've got it backwards. It is actually life that is asking that question of us.
And how do we respond? Our actions are the answer. The choices we make, the values we live by, the character we build, that is our answer to life's great question. Meaning isn't something you find, it's something you create every single day. The real question is, what will your answer be?